Okay, so there's some key WordPress plugins that almost every PBN site must have, and in addition to this, you can mix and match and add other plugins also, so you don't, but never have the same set of plugins across all your PBN sites. So if you have about, say you have 15 or 20 standard plugins, make sure you don't have those same 20 plugins on all your PBN sites, because that itself is a footprint. So you want to avoid doing that, and just mix and match them, like, you know, have different sets, have some variations. Some sites have the plugin, some sites don't have the plugin. The important plugins that I want to talk about right now are, there's SEO Yoast. You've probably heard that if you've been doing any kind of SEO. So have that to sort of, which will help you speed up your setting up certain SEO elements of your site. Then there's a plugin called Simple 301 Redirect that will help you set up your 301 redirections really quick. So you can, you know, I spoke about powering up certain pages and certain powerful pages coming in and 301ing them to the home page or to any other page that you create. So you can channel all the link juice down to your money site. So that plugin will help you do that. Then there's the bot blocker plugin. Now it's called Spyder Spanker. Basically, you can use Spyder Spanker, or you can use a manual method, which involves configuring the htaccess file, editing some of the settings in that, and I will include that in the course in a separate sort of a text file, in a set of instructions. So you can get that from the resources section if you want to do it the manual way. Otherwise, you can get Spyder Spanker, and basically what that does is it blocks all the bots. It doesn't allow sites like Ahrefs and SEMrush and Majestic and you know, all these other Moz. It blocks all the spiders and other spiders also. There's like countless spiders. I think there may be about over 200, 300. I don't know the exact number, but there's like a ton of spiders out there that come and crawl your site. So what this plugin does is basically it tells them like, hey, don't crawl me. Under terms of service, you're not, you know, don't come to me and don't take my data. So there's the spiders that come to the site, they won't catch your data, and that will allow that will prevent your site from being detected, your PBN network from being detected by a competition, because now your competition can, if you don't have a bot blocker, your competition can go into SEMrush or Ahrefs, and then they can see like all the sites that are linking to you, and they can unearth your sort of your backlinks and your PBN network. So this will make sure that none of these tools basically, you know, capture all your data, and the backlinks capture all your data on any of these PBN sites, because they have a bot blocker, and therefore the bots don't go further down to your main money site. So when anybody tries to reverse engineer the backlinks of your money site, none of your PBN sites show up. Okay, so that's going to make sure that the bot blocker makes sure that your competition can't reverse engineer your backlinks and figure out you know, and unearth your entire PBN network and maybe go and report it to Google or do something crazy like that. So it's essential to have a bot blocker nowadays. Then there's a plugin called Link Juice Keeper, which is basically just a redirection plugin, which just redirects a link juice from all the 404 broken pages on your site to your home page. So say you go and you said you buy a PBN site, and then you don't know which all, like, you don't want to go through the trouble of like setting up each of the broken pages that they had, or, you know, they use some other CMS and therefore Google's index them for those 404 broken pages because they still have backlinks coming to those broken pages. So, you know, so as long as there are links to those pages are going to be, you know, Google's going to see them. Google's going to think that these pages actually exist, and hey, where are these pages? And they're going to show up in your webmaster tools as broken pages, if you do have webmaster tools configured with your PBN site, which I don't recommend anyway. But these pages are going to be like broken pages in Google's index. So Link Juice Keeper will just sort of redirect all these broken pages to the home page. But it's important for you to note that if you have too many broken pages, that could lead to some sort of a penalty or a detection. So make sure that you don't have too many. When you use Link Juice Keeper, there are not too many of these 404 broken pages created and these redirects created, because that's not a healthy sign, and you get some sort of a soft 404 issue on your site. Okay, and then the other two plugins, my favorite is Updraftplus, and which basically allows you to take backups of your site. So if your web hosting doesn't have a solid backup system, you can use Updraftplus to schedule regular backups based on how often you plan to update your site. And so if anything does go wrong, you can always like revert, and it's not a nightmare like trying to recollect and going back and trying to reinstate your site and everything, and set it up all over again. And then there's the Duplicator plugin, and there are many Duplicator plugins, and that again, that you can use that for a quick hack. And that is that process basically, so you can set up your main like an initial structure of that is common across all your WordPress sites, all your PBN sites, without ensuring that you don't leave any footprint. So there are not too many of these starter elements, but you just have the basic starters which you can configure as you go along. And that Duplicator, you use that, so like you have an about us page, and you have all your starting plugins and your terms of service pages and things like that, which could be empty, of course, or they could have spin tags in them. So the Duplicator plugin basically just duplicates your initial base, your foundation of your WordPress site. So you have one copy of that, and then every time you want to set up a new PBN site, you use that Duplicator, you set up Duplicator plugin on it, and then you import your basic structure that you have, the basic backup that you have, and then your entire site structure appears, and then you customize it so that you don't leave any footprints, and then you go on and change the content or change the URL structure a little bit here and add more plugins into it, so you don't leave a common footprint across your entire PBN site. So these are the basic key WordPress plugins, and there will be more. And when I actually run through in the future and walk you through the entire setup, I will you will probably notice some more that are in that I may have missed out over here. So I'll see you in the next video.